Galaxy Z Fold6 is not having a fantastic day, and it all has to do with the cameras that they're going to use. We've been hearing that the cameras might stay the same. We've been hearing the cameras might change, and this tweet is not going to make me happy. And if it makes you happy, you're insane. This is the tweet right here from Ice Universe. The camera configuration of the Galaxy Z Fold6 is exactly the same as that of the Fold 5. Whether it's the rear camera or the front camera or the under display camera, it is the same. In another tweet, Ice Universe, Fold6 uses the camera of Fold 5 from the beginning, so there will be no difference, but Fold6 Ultra may have changed. Let's talk about the Fold6 first. What a complete disappointment. How can you use the same cameras for like a million years now on a $2,000 phone? And one of the weakest things about this $2,000 phone is the cameras. They're not, it's tough because they're not horrendous, they're not, but they're not great either. And when you spend that much money, you expect better. And maybe if they come out with an Ultra phone, that will be like, okay, this is what we wanted, this is what we've been expecting. And maybe they're trying to, again, differentiate the Fold6 from the Fold6 Ultra. But at the same time, we haven't heard anything about the Fold6 Ultra, so there's a chance it might not come out. I mean, we know we've kind of heard it's going to come out, but maybe it's only going to come out in Korea, or maybe it's only going to come out in another country, or a couple countries. It doesn't come out everywhere. It still makes the Fold6 a disappointment if the Fold6 Ultra isn't available worldwide. You cannot release a Fold6 and not also release a Fold6 Ultra at this point and have the Fold6 Ultra just be everything we want. Because the Fold6, I started off thinking like, damn, it's looking like it's, there's a couple good, cool upgrades. The wider display, the probably brighter display, things like that, maybe more RAM. There's a couple of good things, but everything else is the same so far. Literally, it's a joke. And I love this. I love folding phones, and I love Samsung folding phones, and I love Samsung phones in general. And it's harder and harder and harder to go through this year in and year out and be like, yeah, definitely upgrade. This phone's so great, you have to get it. Sure, if you've never had a folding phone and you love Samsung, you're going to get the Fold6. So even if there's not an Ultra phone, you're going to. I would advise you to. But at the same time, if you have the Fold 2 or the Fold 3 or the Fold 4 and you go to the Fold6, sure, there will be some changes. It might feel a little bit faster for you, but otherwise it's basically the same phone. It's a disappointment. And it pisses me off. And it pisses a lot of you guys off. I see it in the comments all the time. I'm going to switch to the Pixel Fold 2. I'm going to switch over to the OnePlus Fold, the OnePlus Fold 2. I hear it all the time. I see it all the time. I see it on social media as well. People are getting pissed off. And if Samsung does not come out with an Ultra phone for the Z Fold 6 and release it worldwide, there's going to be hell to pay in terms of people not wanting to buy the phone, the Fold 6, the regular Fold 6. And even if they come out with the Ultra phone, they've got to make it an Ultra experience. Best cameras they have, faster charging, brightest, biggest, best displays they have, awesome build quality. There's got to be things about it that are just magnificent. Maybe the S Pen's inserted. It's got to, which I don't care, but it would still, I know people want stuff like that. It's got to be that kind of experience to call it an Ultra phone. I'm starting to think, why would you want to upgrade to the Galaxy Z Fold 6? Especially if you're on a Galaxy Z Fold 5, and that's what today's video is all about, because we've been talking about the differences between the Fold 5 to the Fold 6 and what the Fold 6 could actually offer. And I can honestly think of only, I mean, you could, okay, if you really break it down, there's a few, but really I think there's only going to be one major reason to upgrade to the Fold 6, and it's not even written in stone, and it might not even be true. But it's only one thing I can truly think of why you would really, 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 really want to upgrade. So let's go through this. I've created this chart again showing off the specs of the Galaxy Z Fold 6, and I want to run through them. First of all, One of the bigger changes about this is the displays, 7.6, 6.2. They're supposed to be, at least the 6.2 is anyway, wider, brighter, higher resolution on those displays. But the 6.2 should be a little bit wider and a different aspect ratio, but not hugely different, but there will be some kind of difference. It is thinner and lighter as well, 239 grams, 5.6 millimeters unfolded, 12.1 millimeters folded. That obviously, those first two things, the displays and the weight and the size, are probably, again, this isn't my answer, but probably the main some of the physical main reasons to upgrade. But let's be honest, does it bother you that much that you have the skinny outside display? I don't like it, but would it be enough for me as a consumer to want to spend a lot more money to do that? Probably not. Or if I didn't have it yet, would I just grab the Fold 5 over the Fold 6? I'd probably still grab the Fold 5 if I could get it for a better price. Next would be the processor. Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, obviously it's coming up from the 8 Gen 2. So, you know, there's gonna be some differences in terms of performance and things like that, but again, I don't think it'll be hugely noticeable. Be a little bit of a difference though. The RAM, I don't think we're gonna see 16 gigs of RAM on this. I think it's only gonna be 12 gigs, especially the way Samsung's going and not really changing much of anything. I think it's gonna stick at 12 gigs. Storage will stay the same. Cameras are the same. We heard this the other day, so no change there. The battery, the same. The charging speeds, the same. Software, obviously be a little bit of an upgrade, 6.1.1 One UI, Android 14, but you'll get that to the Fold 5 as well, and I wouldn't even fret about it really all that much. The hinge will be refined for smoother folding, less visible crease most likely, but we don't know that for sure, so take that with a grain of salt, but you would pretty much expect it. I've kind of done it every single year, and I expect a little bit of the same. The durability, Gorilla Glass armor for increased protection. I expect something along those lines. Water resistance, IPX8, which is the same as now. Possible S Pen support, which is the same as now. You can get S Pen support on your Fold 5 if you buy it separately. Release dates, July of 2024, most likely the announcement, and the end of July 2024 for the release. And honestly, the final spot would be the price. After thinking about this and running through the specs and not seeing a huge total difference in there potentially being a Fold Ultra coming out this year, I expect that the price is going to be the huge drop that we're expecting, and I expect this to come out at $14.99 for the base price of $256. I think for the 512 and the 1 terabyte, obviously the price will go up, and they'll probably give you a free storage upgrade anyway, so you'll probably be able to get the 512 for $499. But when I just look at this is basically the same phone for the most part. A couple of things upgraded, but for the most part it's the same phone we've gotten the last few years. And you gotta have imagined that they've found some way to reduce the price on this to sell more of these, and it might not blow you away spec to spec year over year, but the price being $1,500 for a brand new folding phone, and then you factor in the trade-in values and things like that. Hopefully this will get way below $1,000. Maybe this with trade-ins, maybe it'll get down to $700. But I want to add on to that, I also would not be surprised, based off the way Samsung's been doing this, maybe we won't get good trade-in values. Maybe they're just going to drop the price and be like, oh, you feel like you're getting a great price, but then instead of getting $800-900 for your trade-in like you do every year, maybe that's going to drop down to $600. But I don't know about that part. I still kind of feel they're still going to give, you know, $800-900 for a trade-in on a very modern day phone if you trade it in for a Fold 6. But I think, again, the biggest selling point of this is going to be the price. It's going to be the most marketable thing about the Fold 6 would be the price. I don't know that for sure. Obviously, this is something I'm thinking. If this tweet I'm about to show you does not piss you off, especially if you're thinking about getting the next Samsung Galaxy Z Fold phone, or even the next flip phone, or one of the S24 Pluses or Ultra, I don't know what's gonna not piss you off. Here's the tweet from Anthony the Galax. 45 watt moving to mid-range phones, he's talking about Samsung phones, makes me finally believe that the S25 series will actually have faster charging. 65 watt wired maybe, and 45 watt wireless, with the level of optimization they have in the current chargers would be great. Now, I know the 24 Plus does have 45 watt charging, but, it's a pretty expensive phone. And their mid-range phones are hundreds of dollars less. So that's one thing. But then you got to figure the Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Flip 5 at 25 watts of fast charging versus in those phones, especially the Fold 5 in Fold 6, those phones are basically $2,000 or close to it after taxes. And then you think about one of these mid-range phones, it's like what, $500, $600, $700, maybe cheaper than that with some promotions. And you're like, dude, the one thing that you have not upgraded in like a decade has been charging, and they continually push this mantra of that 25 watts is fast charging, and it kind of is, but it still takes an hour or more than an hour to charge your phone. It's freaking crazy and ridiculous, and I say this all the time, it's high time some of these things are pushed into pasture and are elevated and upgraded. And one of those things is fast charging on premium phones. Why are we still at only 45 watts on the Ultra phone and only 25 watt on the folding and flip phones when you have technology out there that has other companies such as OnePlus, who has 67 watts here in America and 80 watts internationally. And then you have other companies in China that are 100 watts plus, and these phones charge in 45 minutes or less a lot of the time, or sometimes even 25 minutes or faster than that. It's crazy. It's insane. And you can fight back with, I know some people can say, well, I don't want fast charging. I'm worried about battery longevity. I'm worried about the battery dying out. I've heard it a million times. And I mean, I'll admit, I don't have a Chinese phone that I'm using every day and fast charging that thing all the time like that. But at the same time, most people, I feel like, at least that watch my channel, upgrade every 2 or 3 years. Your battery should be fine, especially if the technology has been, like he wrote, optimized. And it's just insane to me that we're getting mid-range specs into high-range phones still. How is that all catching up? Shouldn't be like that. Not at all. More time elapses, it makes me think, is there really a Galaxy Z Fold6 Ultra? And if there is, what are going to be the big changes with the Galaxy 6 Ultra versus the Galaxy Z Fold 6? Because I just can't imagine at this point we're going to get one. I mean, I know we heard there is one, like some credible people have said there's going to be one, but they don't know exactly where it's going to be released or what it features in terms of it being better than a regular Galaxy Z Fold 6. But at the same time, it's like we have usually seen what these phones are going to look like months and months and months in advance, and there still is no idea of what this phone is going to look like. And reportedly it's going to be released in July or August of this year, which is only, you're looking at May, June, July, August, 3-4 months before its release. You would think someone would have leaked something and said something about this rather than just saying the words Galaxy Z Fold 6 Ultra. Well, this tweet from Bennett kind of is talking about how Ice Universe turned down a lot of the rumors that we heard earlier about the Galaxy Z Fold 6 having a larger battery capacity, better cameras, and more. But what really matters is if it's coming to the supposed Galaxy Z Fold 6 Ultra. Galaxy Z Fold 6 Ultra, when it debuts, will likely offer or have these bigger batteries and better cameras and other features as well. And it really hopes to see the Ultra Fold come to the market. And I do too. I mean, I have to admit that the Galaxy Z Fold 6 Ultra, in my eyes, could be everything I've wanted with this phone. But then at the same time, like to revert back to what I just said, it's like, why is there no, this is what it's going to look like, or these are the specs it's going to have? Like, we literally know almost nothing about the Z Fold 6 Ultra except for the name, and that it's reportedly coming, and that Korea is definitely getting it, most likely, and the rest of the world might not. It just seems fishy to me. It seems like one of those things that we hear about a rumor, and then it usually doesn't come out for 2 or 3 years. Or it doesn't happen for 2 or 3 years, whatever you want to say. And when you think of stuff like that, I always think like, yeah, it is probably a real rumor, but maybe not this year. Maybe not this year is when the year we get it, but it's in the future, and that kind of bums me out because looking at the Z Fold6, which I've been beaten down, I got to admit, I've been beating this thing down for the last couple of days saying, you know, it's not that big of an upgrade, and it's on paper, it's not. But as you know, when you get stuff in hand, sometimes your opinion changes, and I'm no different. I've had phones where I'm like, I'm not excited about it, or we've seen the S24 Ultra before that phone comes out, or S23 Ultra, before those phones come out, we're like beating them down because they haven't changed that much, but then they win phone of the year almost every single year. And Z Fold6 might be the best foldable phone that comes out all year, especially if an Ultra version of it doesn't come out. But I've got to, I mean, man, I want to be so wrong, but if you put money in my hand and said, hey, take the money or don't, what do you think's going to happen? I would say, I don't think it's going to come out right now. Watch, next week I'll probably say it will, but right now, this moment in time, I don't think we're going to get a Z Fold6 Ultra. If we do, I have a feeling it's only going to be in Korea and China and nowhere else. Not America, not anywhere else. You'll have to import it or something. I think we're going to get stuck with the Z Fold6. I think they want to get this phone out, if it even comes out, the Ultra. I think they're going to want the Z Fold6 though to come out and be like a ridiculously, quote unquote, ridiculously low price for a phone that people will want to buy, that they'll be less hesitant about not buying because of the price, where it's more apt to be in the same range as a high storage capacity iPhone 16 Pro Max or Galaxy S24 Ultra, or one of those phones that, you know, when you get it, the storage amount's pretty high, the phones get pretty expensive. And I think that's what they want to do with the Z Fold6, is get that into a price range of that, and people are like, you know what, it folds and it's got a good amount of storage, I'm gonna grab it. I think that's what we're gonna end up seeing, is probably just a Z Fold6 in most, if not all of the world. And then an Ultra version of this phone doesn't come out for a year or two later. We have some amazing news if you have an older Samsung Galaxy phone that is a flagship phone and is from 2021 and 2022. As you know, the 2023 and 2024 phones have the One UI 6.1 update and have the Galaxy AI features that are awesome. Now, you get more features on your Galaxy S24 phone that's coming out that is out in 2024, and other phones that'll be out in 2024. 2023 has almost everything, a couple things missing. But what about 2022 and 2021 phones? Because we heard they're not going to get any AI features, and it looks like it kinda is. Here's the information that is being leaked out. This is from Tarun, and Tarun is saying the following, that great news, that per a moderator, One UI 6.1 is rolling out to even more devices in Korea, obviously in America as well, but right now Korea. Here's the schedule. Early May, you'll get the S22, Fold 4, Flip 4, and Tab S8 series will get the One UI 6.1 update with Galaxy AI. And then to follow, most likely probably June, July, S21, Fold 3, and Flip 3 will also get this update. Now you might ask yourself, what exactly does that entail? Well, the One UI 6.1 rollout for May, all AI features with the same features as the S23 Fan Edition are confirmed for the S22 series, Flip 4, Fold 4, and Tab S8 series, including AI features as Circle to Search, Magic Rewrite is confirmed for S21 series and Fold Flip. So I don't know if they're all gonna get all the same features. It sounds like the S21, Fold 3, Flip 3, those phones will probably get some, you know, not as many features, but you will get a few on there, and then you also get a few as well on the S22, Fold 4, and Flip 4. So you're not gonna get the whole kit and caboodle, it sounds like, at least from this article, but it's still great news. You're gonna get some of them, right? Some is better than none, that's for sure. I wonder if like they're just like holding it back because they, you know, they don't want you to have it, they want you to upgrade, or if they don't think the phones could fully handle it, which I think they probably could handle it. I know in the past they mentioned that they don't know if their their AI servers could handle the load of all those Galaxy phones doing AI computations at the same time, because a lot of it happens online. I'm gonna show you a tip and trick for your Samsung Galaxy phone, specifically for the Galaxy Z Fold phones. This is an annoyance here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up Samsung Notes here for you. And just to show you what I'm talking about, Samsung Notes. I'm gonna go into something, I have something here, and you can see, when you're looking at my keyboard, you can see at the bottom, there's like a keyboard button at the very bottom left, and then a downward pointing arrow at the bottom right. And that's annoying, like it pushes up the keyboard. What if I want there to be no gap there at all? How do you fix that? And this will also fix it with the Google keyboard as well. So what I'm gonna show you again, we'll fix it for the Google keyboard. So we have that on. What we're gonna do is go into settings. And then from here, we're just gonna search for keyboard. And we're gonna then go into keyboard list and default. Keyboard list and default again. And then we're here, we got default keyboard. So again, it could be for either of the keyboards. If you wanna change your keyboard, you can choose it right here. I have Gboard and Samsung keyboard on there. But ultimately what you're gonna do is you're gonna go down. There's two things here. First of all, you'll see keyboard button on navigation bar. That's turned on. It's probably on by default. Turn it off. And then you also see show button to hide keyboard. Turn both of those off. So I'm back into Samsung Notes. And again, this will work on anything that you're gonna type in. You're gonna see the keyboard is flat down at the bottom. If you want the keyboard to go away, say you're in one of those situations where you're filling out a form and the keyboard won't go away, just use your back gesture or your back button and it will remove it from it so you don't have to see it. But ultimately it makes your keyboard flat. And again, this will work on Samsung keyboard or the Google keyboard and make it flat at the bottom with no gap in between. I think it looks better this way and it's way less annoying if they, yeah. So there you guys go. Google Pixel 9, 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL, and the Google Pixel Fold 2 and the next Pixel Fold tablet, Pixel tablet, are going to get some major upgrades in the networking department. Some big upgrades with that. The latest information is coming from Android Authority saying that the Google Pixel 9 series is going to get emergency satellite connectivity and a new modem. They do go on to say that the new modem that supports satellite connectivity is coming to the Pixel 9 series, the next gen Fold, which would be the Pixel Fold 2, and a 5G tablet. And then here is a little breakdown of exactly what's going on here. So the new modem will be built into the Tensor G4 processor, and all three of those devices, the tablet, the Fold 2, and the Pixel 9 series, are going to have the Tensor G4 built into it, which will be the latest Tensor processor with the Exynos modem 5400. They will support 3GPP release 17 on there, the spec, and they will support, like I said, the satellite connectivity, and it's going to include all of those phones like I mentioned. So if you think about this, what they're talking about, satellite connectivity, is what the iPhones have, so that if you're in a place where you cannot get connectivity, you fell, you broke your leg, you can't move, and your cell phone is pretty much dead, then what they're going to do is going to be able to allow you to use that phone. It'll shoot up whatever you get, some text message or something, to satellites, and you can connect to 911 services. Now, if they add extra features to this, such as you can communicate with everybody, not just emergency services, that would be a leg up on what iPhone has. So we'll keep our eyes peeled on that one. But then the other big part is they are improving the modem. A lot of people have had issues with the Pixel modems in the past. I haven't been one of them, where it crashes or it doesn't connect well to 5G or LTE services. This should fix or improve those things overall. So really nice upgrade coming to those three devices, and I am looking forward to the Pixel Fold 2. Looks like a freaking beast. Pixel 9 series looks awesome as well. And then I liked the tablet last year, I didn't love it, but it's, we'll see how the Tensor G4 works out in terms of performance and all that. These devices always run really well. It's just a matter of, like, you can't really do the high end of gaming. You can, but you have to play it at like medium settings. We'll see what they do. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road.